Late Night Health continues, and I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Join us at latenighthealth.com. Lots going on over there. You can join us at Twitter. You can join us at facebook.com/Late Night Health Radio. And, of course, you can find us on wherever fine podcasts are found. We're going to go to Philadelphia area, and we're going to speak with Marie Beauchemin-Verzella. And we're going to...
Yeah, that's a tough one.
All right, got that. And we're going to talk about the Beau-Institute of Permanent and Corrective Cosmetics. I have to say, to start, that Rosemarie is considered a social impact hero, because what she does is she works with breast cancer patients and others, providing a free service, and we're going to talk about that right now. What do you? How does a permanent tattoo cosmetic person work with cancer patients, Rosemarie?
Well, we're kind of there's almost two separate categories of tattooing. We're under the same umbrella for regulation, but at one point it does separate. So we are not permitted to put a rose on you or your wife's name on body. We don't do body art, but we do permanent makeup. We do the brows, liner, lips, and also the areola. And I started doing the 3D areola probably about 30 years ago. I started out with a surgeon, and it was just he did such beautiful work, and it was such a pleasure to enhance his work with the 3D areola tattoo, and then all of the little kind of imperfections throughout the areola area. It was just a challenge, and beautifully received by our community. And then I began to teach it and traveled basically worldwide teaching the 3D effect. And now you're going to see something called a 4D. So what's happened is a lot of women still want that little, kind of that small nipple. Not enough that she's going to see it through everything that she wears, but just a little bit. And so what the surgeons do is wait until the breast mound heals, bring them back, create this little, very small nipple, not very protruding, and then we create the areola and then color both the nipple and and create an areola. And it's so beautiful that you can't tell the difference between that and a natural. So, and it also, if there's scarring, it really kind of takes away from the scarring. The eye doesn't go to that anymore. It goes to what it's used to seeing, which is an areola complex. So it really just makes women feel so good.
I was going to say that it has to boost the self-esteem of the cancer patient.
Oh, totally. It makes her feel familiar again. It gives her confidence and self-esteem. And what always makes me happy is we have amazing reconstructive surgeons in this area, and they do a magnificent job. And his patient doesn't really appreciate it until that areola complex is done. So when it's done, it's like all of a sudden they're like, wow, these are beautiful. They didn't feel that way because they were basically looking at a blank canvas. And that's just not familiar. And it really did take away a lot of confidence. So, we really look forward to this work. We love it. It's our favorite thing. When we have an areola class, we have our models booked for all of our trainees because they need to see it to learn it.
And
then,
I should point out that you were scheduled to go to a hospital and work and train with surgeons to learn how to do this.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that was postponed because of COVID-19.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite places to teach. It's on the University of Columbus. It's on their grounds. It's on campus. And there was a football player, and Spielberg, and I'm not a real athletic person, so I couldn't even give you a history on the guy, but he lost his wife very, very young. And he founded this magnificent breast cancer hospital. And I go there every couple of years as, more PAs come in or more surgeons. They kind of change hands and move on, and I go back every couple of years. But it's just like something I've never seen. It's magnificent, really magnificent. So they have a full-time wig person, a full-time makeup person that only sells the ingredients that won't interfere with their skin while they're going through chemo and radiation and all of those things that compromise women and their immune systems tremendously. So they know exactly what to do. It's really an awesome experience. So
do you also? I should mention you don't charge for this either.
Pardon me? No, for the training?
You do. No, for the when you're working on a patient.
We do not. No, we do not. We do not. The students basically will pay their fee. There's a tuition for them to come in. It's a 2-day training. And we usually get lots of different cases where the reconstruction is, you have a nice cross section, so they get to see a lot. And but no, we don't charge them basically because we don't have to. But once a year we have this event called the Day of Hope, and what we're hoping is that all of the practitioners across the country will do that at least one day a year. And I think they'll get press, they'll get recognized. I'm a big believer in as much as I travel to teach. I'm a big believer in grassroots, and to work that way in your own area. That news travels really fast, and if these practitioners did it once a year, it would be wonderful. We could help a lot of women.
Right. You're the CEO of the Beau-Institute of Permanent and Corrective Cosmetics and the Director of Education there. You also have founded, I guess, a nonprofit. Tell us about that very quickly.
Yeah, I was one of the founding board members of a nonprofit. It's micropigmentation.org, the American Academy of Micropigmentation, and I am now chairman of the board. And we have a fabulous new president. I passed the baton, and these girls are hungry and eager to get education out there, and they're just loaded with all of the social media skills that we want, people to be able to just tick off of a website. So we're really very happy about the new board and the new president, Sheila Bella.
Well, I have to tell you that I think what you're doing is terrific. I've interviewed with Daryl many cancer patients over the years, and breast cancer patients in particular, and their self-esteem, even when they have, the reconstructive surgery, it just makes them feel natural again. It makes them feel whole. And thank you for what you do. Rosemary, very quickly, what is your website?
beau-institute.com, and that's like the French beau, B-E-A-U, beau-institute.com, and the same for the Instagram and Twitter and all of that. Lots of things are available on the website, before and afters, and a lot of information on myself and our certified trainer.
Got it. we are out of time, but I really appreciate what you do, and thank you for your time and spending it with us here on Late Night Health. Along with the insane Daryl Wayne, I'm Mark Alyn. We'll be back in just a moment.
The latest from the greatest, the best in new music by classic rockers, with your host, the insane Daryl Wayne.
This is Alice Cooper, and if Daryl Wayne is insane, what does that make me? Criminally insane. Stick around to find out.
Many of the artist interviews for the latest from the greatest have been captured on audio book. There is a Volume 1 and Volume 2. Great information and conversations with people in the industry and people surrounded by the industry, and of course the rock stars themselves.
I'm the Reverend Al Green, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne. And I said Wayne Insane.
You can find it on Amazon or Blackstone Audio. Search for the latest from the greatest from Daryl Wayne, Darrell Wayne.
Hello, this is Weird Al Yankovic, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne, aren't you?
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. The greatest bridge you can cross in life is one that connects your heart with another's. Giving of yourself is the ultimate gift of receiving. Love bridges the distance between any two hearts, even if that expanse is between here and heaven. This connection is unbreakable when it's built upon true, unconditional love. So why not love unconditionally? You're not giving up anything except your fears. Love is worth more than any one heart can ever hold. That's why it's meant to be shared. Isn't it time to use your heart to show the world how big infinity is?
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenightshealth.com. Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. We go back to upstate New York, and we're going to spend some time with our regular contributor, Robert Clancy, the author of Guide to the Soul, The Messenger, and much, much more. You can visit him at guidetothesoul.com. We're going to talk about aging today. And Robert, you have an inspirational thought for us on aging?
Yes, I do. Age is just a number. Limits are only imaginary barriers you place in your way. So I was thinking about that because I actually feel much younger than I am, and I feel in better shape now, mentally, physically, than I did when I was in my 20s. And most people think I'm probably about 20 years younger than I am, or at least 10 or 15 in most cases. I don't know if it's all the volunteer work I've done with young people over the last 30 years, or if it's their enthusiasm or those things, but that energy has always kept me in that space. And I think it's mostly part of what you have in your mindset, as well as how you view life and how you view your own life, that keeps you in that young mode.
I agree with you. I don't normally feel my age. The last couple of months with, stay at home and all of the stress, I think most of us do feel a little bit older. We feel confined. But for the most part, I personally don't feel my age. And yet at the same time, my wife continuously tells me that I certainly don't act my age. And I think that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as the confinement thing, so I checked my weight today. So I'm actually down 10 pounds. So I haven't gained weight during this. I've been working out and setting myself, these goals every day. And, I don't know if this is the stay-at-home thing, the, sheltering in has aged me. I think it's actually working in the opposite. So I feel younger. I have more time. I've been thinking about things. I'm able to get a lot done. A lot of people have spent time cleaning and sorting things out, and I've been doing the same and really getting things organized in my life. So you're kind of prepping. It's like a reset for the world, but why not reset your age during this point too?
It's a good idea. And as you know, our mutual friend, Servet Hassan, and I have a book coming out at the end of May, beginning of June, called Growing Old Sucks. You can go to growingoldsucks.com. At this point, it should be up and running. And we have a book coming out called Growing Old Sucks, but it doesn't have to. And I'm really excited about it because this is a book that embraces age and at the same time allows you to do what you want. It allows you to feel young if you want to. It tries not to teach people to feel old, however, right? A lot of people are just couch potatoes and waiting to die. And I really, really don't understand that. Do you?
No, and I just talked to a woman who was 87 yesterday, and she said she's looking forward to her 90th birthday and her 100th birthday. So it's part of that other mindset that you set those goals that, hey, I'm going to be here, I'm going to do this. And, she still feels good. She had hurt her back a little bit, but feeling much better. And it's just one of those, I have different people on my call list, just check in on friends, family, and see how they're doing. And she's on the list, and she looks forward to my call, and just different people, and so there's different things like that you can do, and that's all part of it. And just laughing yesterday and smile, so that's all part of keeping that attitude up and keeping the positive attitude, and that will also make you feel younger.
Two questions: is she one of your swimming partners when you go to the gym? You had a
no, she's not actually. I've been checking in on my swimming partners too.
I just because you told me you had a woman who I believe was in her 80s who swam with you.
No, she's
days.
Actually in her 90s. She's 93.
Wow.
Yeah, 93. She's in there, and she before the COVID-19 and sheltering in. Yeah, she was swimming there every single day of the week. She'd be in there for 30 minutes of swimming, and she always had a smile on her face. And she had both hips replaced, and she still, as soon as she was cleared, she was back in the water again. And, gave her a second lease on life. And she's shown everybody that you can do that. And I'm sure she's missing the swimming. But yeah, I do have my pool peeps. I'm one of the youngest people in the pool at that time.
Yeah, I'll bet. What about, are they opening up in upstate New York as they are throughout the country?
Certain things. Yeah. Certain things. Yeah. Certain things are just not the gyms yet or anything like that.
Yeah. They're thinking about doing that in some parts of the country. I know I spoke to a friend of mine in Las Vegas, and for the first time in 4 months, because he had waited too long and then couldn't get a haircut, and went in and got a haircut, but he was very careful. He wore a mask, and then when he got home, he showered, and I think I would do the same thing. They may open up hair salons here in the part of California that I'm in next week. And as you saw a few minutes ago, I look like the wild man from Borneo. So that a haircut would be something that I would like.
I do not look like a wild man. Yeah, I do not look like a wild man from Borneo.
No, some of us are
staying pretty groomed and staying in shape.
Some of us are hair challenged. Others are height challenged. Robert, do you think that most people accept age and they go, well, I'm older now, so I'm going to have arthritis. My knees are going to go. My hip is going to go. Or do you think that they just are positive? Any thoughts on that?
Well, I can't speak for everybody. I say that in those two thoughts, that definitely if you are saying that you're going to fall apart, you are going to fall apart. I firmly believe that. And if you feel the converse of that, where you're going to be doing well, you're going to do well. And that has, been proven scientifically. There's been studies of how your mindset affects your health. And I know that when my mother, and I spoke about this before on your show, when she was diagnosed with dementia, prior to that, she was also diagnosed with cancer. And she had, that's when her smile was taken from her face when she was diagnosed with cancer.
Of course.
But after the dementia, it took her short-term memory, which also took her memory of having the cancer. And she actually outlived the prognosis by 2 years, because every day I saw her, she was smiling and never remembered that she had cancer anymore.
So there's always a silver lining is the message of that story.
Absolutely. And I just want to share something really nice about where I live. There's a bulletin board where the mailboxes are, and in our complex, and somebody's been hanging these masks that they've been making, and they're all different styles, and they just put them out there for everybody.
That's really neat. Have you noticed that people of all ages have really come together for the most part?
Yes. And, on my walks, I always see people smiling, and I see some of the same people, and now we wave at each other, and always, as we pass by, and they're always on the opposite side of the street, we can yell over and say hello.
Yeah, I do that too. When I go for a walk, there'll be a small group, maybe a family, ranging in age from, kids to adult, and we'll cross the street so that we don't, pass by close by, and people are smiling. And you've been in the area where I live, and it's really a terrific area because, we've got mountains, and there's a national forest that you can hike in. And it's just really, really pleasant to see people. I yelled at a neighbor who I haven't seen in a month and a half. Anyway, Robert, we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining us again here on Late Night Health. Robert and I will be back, of course, next time here on Late Night Health. Daryl, we thank you very much for everything you do. And I end our show, as I say every week. Have a great week, have a good week, and most importantly, have a healthy week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.